Greetings, everyone. The former Minister of Home Affairs announced that holders of both the Zimbabwe exemption permit and Lesotho special permit could apply for an exemption visa, which will expire on the 29th of November 2025. Alternatively, one needed to apply for a waiver to move to mainstream visas. We notice that there are some who then applied for the exemption permit or visa, even though we had encouraged people to apply for waivers because you cannot renew the exemption visa or permit as was announced by the minister. So those that did not want to go through the route of the waivers decided to apply for the exemption visa. Questions have been raised with us to say, now that people are applying for general work visa, which the waiver was about you to be able to qualify to apply for a general work visa. Now with the new announcement by the new minister, we're getting questions on whether those that applied for an exemption permit which expires in November 2025 should abandon that and apply for a general work visa. We do not have an answer to this question as yet. What you might need to do is to go directly to VFS, inquire from them that you did submit an application for an exemption visa or permit. If it is not out, and they hear whether they will allow you to change that application. There are also those that applied for a spouse visa. They do not also want to apply for waivers. We did explain some time back about the spouse visa. I will revisit my notes on that so that we can then bring you to speed. I will revisit my notes. Again, questions have been asked if whether one can also abandon the spouse visa and apply for a general work visa. Again, you need to go to VFS. We do not have answers because you submitted an application for a spouse visa because a spouse visa is one of the 17 visas that are available for holders of the Zimbabwe exemption permits. And you know that we had said but I will revisit my notes so that I don't mislead you. I once recorded this video that the spouse visa does not allow you to take up employment, but we did give you hints on what to do. So I will have to revisit my library search for those notes so that we then give you accurate information on what you need to do. So again, we do not have an answer on whether you can abandon your application for a spouse visa. You will need to revisit the offices of VFS for assistance. Then there are those that applied for asylum, and they've been using an asylum for years. Now they've qualified, or their professions, they've started in South Africa. Their professions are under critical skills. So questions are asked whether such individuals can apply for a critical skills visa. You need first to cancel your asylum. How do you cancel your asylum process? You need to go back to the refugee center, inform them that you are abandoning your asylum application. You will have to have a bus or air ticket that you are abandoning, that you are going back to Zimbabwe. You are no longer interested, or what you ran away from, right? Because an asylum, like we're discussing in Isindebele in another video, which we'll try to do another one in Shona, is that you were running away from a conflict, or you were being persecuted. You came to South Africa, you were granted asylum. But you think you are now safe in Zimbabwe. you can visit. Hence, you now need to apply for a critical skills visa. Because for you to apply for a critical skills visa, you need a valid Zimbabwean passport. And you apply for a Zimbabwean passport at the Zimbabwean consulate. So you cannot go to the Zimbabwe consulate while you are a holder of an asylum document. What am I saying? If you get inside the consulate, or you get inside the embassy in Pretoria, you are on Zimbabwean soil. So the Zimbabwean government, they will put you in their diplomatic vehicle straight to the airport, flown back to Zimbabwe, because you are on Zimbabwean soil. So you can't then, as a holder of an asylum document, go inside the Zimbabwe consulate and apply for a passport. It doesn't work. Because you can't claim to say you have run away from Zimbabwe, you go back to Zimbabwe. So going into the embassy or the consulate is just as good as if you have gone back to Zimbabwe. So you need, therefore, if you have acquired critical skills, you have studied, you are using an asylum document, and you now want to apply for a critical skills visa, you need to go to the refugee center, cancel your asylum application, go back to Zimbabwe. That's what you do. You go back to Zimbabwe, then submit your critical skills application in Zimbabwe, not in South Africa. Because we have been living legally in South Africa on the basis that you are running away from persecution. Hence, we are using an asylum document. But now that what you have run away from has been resolved, or your life is no longer in danger, you have to go back to Zimbabwe and start afresh, and then apply for a critical skills visa. We hope that this one is very clear. So we'll continue responding to some of your questions that you are sending to us. Keep them coming right in the comment section. Like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you're on TikTok, please do follow us. Otherwise, goodbye.